Hello, and welcome to the Compass Alternative Certification Teacher Academy online information session. I am Dominique McCain, the Senior Talent Lead, and I will be facilitating our session today along with my colleagues Arturo and David. In today's session, we will spend the first 45 minutes explaining the Compass program overall and provide details regarding training, hiring, a selection timeline, costs, and requirements. We have reserved the last 15 minutes for any questions shared via chat that remain unanswered. Since we have multiple participants, questions submitted will be categorized and the most commonly asked questions will be addressed. We will not be able to address questions that don't apply generally to the whole group, so all questions specific to your situation can be submitted to our team via email and will be answered individually at a later time. The contact information and where to email these questions will be shared later in the presentation. Please take a moment to review the agenda items. We will address each of these in detail. We are so happy that you've chosen to learn more about our program, and we'll now explain what Compass offers that makes us the best choice. At Compass, we will provide you with intensive teacher preparation. Our preparation is about helping you serve our students right here in Dallas. During a 5-week summer program, you will have an opportunity to observe actual classrooms, teach lessons, and participate in practice-based training sessions in Dallas schools. You will be assigned a coach who will support you through the program and will give you focused feedback for immediate and effective results. After this pre-service preparation, you will then participate in a year-long internship, leading your very own classroom in Dallas ISD. You will learn from DISD teachers, instructional coaches, and your very own Compass coach. One of the things to keep in mind is that nearly 90% of Dallas students come from economically disadvantaged homes, and of that 90%, 40% of them are still learning English. So you will have an opportunity to help these children break through barriers and build successful lives. As a city, Dallas, Texas is big and is very culturally diverse, so we have a very diverse student population, and therefore we do put an immediate focus on bilingual education. We want our students to learn from teachers who reflect the diversity of our community. Those who speak our students' languages and share their cultures bring tremendous value to Dallas ISD, which is why more than half of the teachers we train are bilingual. Compass provides bilingual teachers with a training that is supported by the bilingual ESL department and eventually a teaching experience enriched with the joy that comes from serving their community in ways that others just cannot. At Compass, we set high expectations, but we also help you meet them. We are looking for teachers in Dallas who have set high expectations in their careers and are ready to bring that same outlook and commitment to the classroom. We know that teaching is not easy, so our program teaches you skills that will give you the confidence and the tools to be an effective teacher as soon as you enter the classroom. It is definitely not for the faint of heart. It is for those who are courageous, compassionate, and have a proven ability to prepare our students to be college and career ready. As I mentioned, this is not an easy task, and so as a program, we are definitely committed to helping you reach these goals. With Compass, you will build a rich career that you can be proud of, a career marked by countless stories of children whose lives changed because of you.
Thank you, Dominique. Since it is likely that most of you are new to education, we want to start by providing you with a few definitions that you will hear often throughout this process. The world of education is full of acronyms and abbreviations, and we know it can be a little overwhelming. We commit to not using acronyms we have not defined during this presentation, and hope that you will begin to familiarize yourself with the most commonly used terms as you encounter them through this process. Our helpful terminology includes SBEC, the State Board for Educator Certification, is the entity that issues teacher certificates in Texas. Probationary certificate, issued by SBEC based on the recommendation of the certifying program, Compass. In most cases, It allows the teacher to teach for 1 year while completing all Texas requirements for certification. Certified teacher, a teacher who has met all certification requirements in the state of Texas and is qualified by SBEC to teach their certification area. Certification area, the subject or subjects and grade level or grade levels that a teacher can teach based on their certification. For example, a generalist EC through 6 teacher can teach any subject or grade level from early childhood through grade 6. DISD, the Dallas Independent School District. Now we will go into the Teacher Academy overview. The Compass Teacher Academy includes 2 major components. Your initial training, which we call pre-service, will take place during the summer. Your first year in the classroom, which we call the internship, will be the time to refine your skills you learned during pre-service and to complete all certification requirements of the state. Pre-service. Pre-service training includes 5 weeks of intensive professional development during the summer of 2016. The district has not yet announced summer school dates, but we anticipate that you will need to be available full-time starting around mid-June. Our dates are driven by the district's summer school because Compass training takes place in the classroom. You will have field experiences, teaching summer school, planning lessons, and building skills. You will receive feedback from expert coaches on your lesson planning and delivery. Our coaches will be in your classroom, observing you and helping you refine your skills. During those 5 weeks, you will master many techniques from Doug Lamont's book, Teach Like a Champion, and will build your knowledge about state and district requirements, such as how to best serve English language learners or special education students. Following pre-service training, Dallas ISD will host its annual New Teacher Academy, in which DISD welcomes and onboards all teachers new to the district.
Your internship year has 2 major components designed to support your growth as a first-year teacher. The life coaching model, here you will be assigned a Compass Effective Coordinator or a field supervisor who will serve as your first line of support. Your coach will be in your classroom often, and together you will analyze student data in the field, work to implement in-lesson strategies, and prioritize your highest need areas of growth. Your life coaching cycle will include observation and diagnosis, setting measurable goals, practice classroom techniques, and follow-up observations and active feedback sessions. The second major component of your internship includes the following monthly professional development sessions. Compass monthly professional development includes skill building sessions focused on new intermediate teach like a champion techniques and skills. They will be introduced, reviewed, and practiced often. Target content training. You will receive content-specific training. These are trainings that directly support the subject areas you will teach, and they will focus on both instructional and curricular strategies and resources. Region 10 training requirements. Dallas ISD is part of the Region 10, which is one of the state's education service centers. This center provides a variety of training and professional development sessions for teachers. During your internship, you will be assigned trainings to help you meet your certification requirements. Please look closely at the following slide. Let's begin by going over the Compass selection process. After you have submitted your application and completed all the required tests based on the certification you're applying to, our team will review your submission and make sure you meet the eligibility criteria. Applications will also be scored based on your short answer responses. Applicants who pass the initial screening process will be invited to a phone interview before we extend offers of admission. Selected applicants will be invited to pre-service training and will have an opportunity to demonstrate mastery of the skills they will learn before Compass recommends them for a probationary certificate. I will talk more about this on the next slide. It is important to know that when you apply to Compass, you are applying to become an alternatively certified teacher with Dallas ISD. But your admission into the program does not mean you have a guaranteed position with the district, or that you will receive your probationary certificate simply by attending pre-service training. We have very high expectations for our teachers, and everyone who completes the summer pre-service must demonstrate that they have the knowledge, the skills, and the mindsets to teach our students. For that reason, pre-service training is a 5-week audition process, during which you will showcase your strength and we will support you in that process. You have multiple opportunities to demonstrate your growth through classroom observations, high engagement during trainings, and by showcasing the essential traits. Let's look at the essential traits in our candidate profile. High expectations. You believe that you can become an excellent teacher and lead high-need students to high levels of academic achievement, including students with disabilities and those below grade level. Application of feedback and growth mindset. You seek and incorporate feedback to rapidly improve. You thrive on challenges and are not uncomfortable stretching your existing abilities. Critical thinking. You make sound judgment and generate multiple solutions to challenges. And professionalism. You are reliable in meeting commitments and deadlines, complying with program and district policies, showing professional oral and written communication skills, and interacting professionally with others. District hiring for Compass interns has undergone some changes from previous seasons. And in an effort to increase the selection and quality of our Compass graduate classes, Compass interns must first demonstrate their ability to lead from the classroom. Hiring decisions into the district are contingent upon successful completion of pre-service training. Compass staff will review your performance over the 5-week service training before making recommendations to SBEC to issue a probationary certificate. Principal interviews may take place during or after service, and you will interview for positions with candidates from other alternative certification programs. Principals make the final hiring decisions at their campus. And while these 4 steps may not always occur in the same order, all 4 must take place before a campus intern can start working in the fall of 2016.
At this time, I'd like to encourage you to post any questions that you may have via chat. We know this is a lot of information, but we want to make sure that your questions are addressed at the end before we continue. So if you have any questions, please make sure that you are sharing them with us via chat so we can categorize them and address them at the end of the presentation. Now let's talk about program costs and other requirements. Okay, so before that, we'll talk about certification areas that are offered. So Compass offers certification in specific content areas that have been identified as critical need or difficult to staff by the district. If you notice, the list is a short list, but we do not offer certification in other areas that are not listed here. If you are unsure if your area of certification is offered, you are more than welcome to contact us and we can give you some specific information, specifically when it comes to math and science, because there are multiple certification areas and certification exams in those kinds of areas. The list of certification areas is visible on the screen. Please review them now. Okay, I jumped ahead a bit. Now let's discuss program costs and other requirements. Because not everyone applying may be in the same situation that you are, costs and requirements will differ between candidates. On the screen is an overview of the most common costs and requirements that you should expect. The chart to your left shows the total cost of Compass training, which is $3,600. You should expect to pay $600 of this upon acceptance into the program. The additional $600 of pre-assignment costs will be collected prior to your completion of pre-service training. The bottom of the chart shows you additional certification costs, which vary depending on whether or not you are pursuing a bilingual or a regular certification, or if you need to take additional tests to demonstrate your English proficiency. Our Compass website has a detailed breakdown of these costs. They range from $440 to $860. Because these costs cover state mandated requirements, you will face them regardless of the certification program you choose. On the right side of the slide, other pre-service requirements include a bachelor's degree with at least a 2.75 average GPA from a regionally accredited U.S. university. We do accept May graduates with a letter of intent from the college as long as your graduation is 6 months or less out. So we do have a place for May graduates to join our program. Some other requirements include passing scores on the Texas content exam for all applicants. We do ask that you take your exam before actually being accepted into the program. And then passing scores on the TOEFL IBT test for applicants who hold an undergraduate degree from institutions outside of the United States. Scholarships. Scholarships are available for selected applicants through 2 partner organizations. Because applications for scholarships are only available after the selection process is completed, no action is required from you at this point. But just as a tidbit of information, in previous years, roughly half of the cohort have received scholarships that cover the total cost of Compass training. Now that we've gone over all the steps in the process, I want to review this roadmap, which illustrates what the full process might look like for a prospective applicant who is selected to join our program and who successfully completes both pre-service training and their Compass internship. Please follow along as I address each step. Our applications are now open and we encourage everyone to apply as early as possible. Our next deadline for applications is February 21st. All applicants should also submit test results before being admitted into the program. Once you submit your application, you will receive a timeline regarding submitting your test results, but there is a deadline associated with that as well. Applicants who pass the initial screening will be invited to a phone interview. Offers will be extended in the spring for selected applicants, and this step will move you from applicant to candidate. Candidates then attend 5 weeks of intensive pre-service training during the summer that will require full-time availability. Keep in mind this is a 5-week audition period, and because your full-time availability is required, candidates will be compensated during this training period. Candidates who successfully complete pre-service training and demonstrate proficient performance will be recommended for a probationary certificate. As a highly qualified teacher candidate with a probationary certificate, you will be eligible for hire to a Dallas ISD campus. Your name and contact information will be shared with principals who are looking to hire teachers for their campus. You should note that principals will want to interview you before extending an offer to work on their campus. At that time, they will also be interviewing candidates not only from Compass, but other teacher candidates for those positions as well. Once recommended for hire to a campus, you will begin your internship year as a teacher of record. This one-year internship includes ongoing professional development requirements, live coaching and support, as well as leading instruction in your very own classroom. This is not a student teaching model. During that year, Compass will support you to ensure you meet all of the state and district requirements for certification, including additional exams. Near the end of your internship year, your performance will be reviewed by a certification committee, and successful candidates will be recommended and will earn a Texas Standard Teaching Certificate. I hope this overview gives you a better idea of how earning your teaching certificate through Compass looks.
Next steps. Our next application deadline is February 21st. Submitting your application early will allow you to hear if you are admitted into the program much sooner. We encourage you to submit your application now. If you are not ready to apply yet, you should still register for the Texas certification exam. If your degree is from outside the United States, you should also register for the TOEFL IBT test. You do not need to wait until you have applied to Compass to register for or to take the required test, and we recommend that you do so early. You will be asked to submit your test scores before we can make selection decisions, and it can take several days or weeks to register for, take the test, and get the scores back. Now we've reached our question and answer section. We want to open it up to all the questions that you have submitted. I have a list that was submitted by you that my team has helped organize. So please submit any additional questions that you have. This is the time when we will answer any questions that you have and see how it goes. When does the program start? Good question. Our program starts in June 2016. Thank you for that question. Next question. Will the internship be paid? Yes. Interns are advanced their first year teacher salary during training. The first year's salary is divided across 15 months instead of 12 months. Thank you for that question. Next question. When will I be assigned a coordinator? You will be assigned a coordinator during pre-service training. When will I be assigned a campus? Also, during pre-service, you will be assigned your campus. That's another good question. Thank you.
And just to clarify, we do our training for pre-service on specific assigned campuses from the district. So you will have a campus that you are assigned to during your summer training. And then once you successfully complete all of the summer requirements and you are recommended for a probationary certificate, then you will interview with principals to then get your campus assignment, upon which you will have your internship or your own classroom.
Thank you for that question. Can I change certification areas? This is a very good question.
Because there are requirements specific to certification and identifying the area, once you complete that pre-admission content test or that Texas exam, the exam with which you demonstrate competency identifies your certification area, because it is that competency that is then used with regard to or matched with your internship assignment. So if you take a test, whichever test you decide, and you pass that test, when you pass that test, whichever test you take, it is what identifies your content area and or your certification area.
Great question. Thank you. Next question. What can I do if I miss the application deadline? Well, For that question, it depends on your certification area. We have another cohort in the fall for our bilingual certification area, but if you miss this application season, you can always apply for next year's 2017 summer cohort. Thank you for that question. All right. Looks like we have one last question. When will I be notified when I am up for review?
So each probationary certificate has an expiration date. It is a 1-year certificate, as was mentioned in the presentation. And so 30 days before that certification expires, or before that probationary certificate expires, we hold certification review meetings, and the certification committee meets to identify whether or not you have met all of your program requirements and have been assessed and identified as ready for standard certification. So the timeline is 30 days prior to the expiration of your probationary certificate, you are reviewed for standard certification, and decisions are made by the committee regarding that certification.
Thank you for that question. On behalf of Dallas ISD and the Compass team, I want to thank you for your time, for the thoughtful questions you posed today. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook to stay up to date. And if you would like more information, please visit us on the web at www.dallasisd.org/compass or email alternativecertification@dallasisd.org. I also want to say, if you are transferring from another program, also email us at alternativecertification@dallasisd.org so that you can transfer into our program. We will post this Google chat on our website in the next month to review any of the information we went over today. We look forward to seeing your application soon. Thank you once again.